What do you need to do in this one?
Well, he needs to pound the strike zone. This is not a good hitting ball club. You can't be afraid that they're going to hit a lot of home runs off you. You got to be careful of Adrian Gonzalez, obviously, or Kuzminov. But other than that, they're not a home run threat. They're not a great average team or on-base percentage team. So throw strikes, attack the strike zone, and give your your team a chance to succeed tonight.
Padres have the lowest batting average in Major League Baseball and the fewest runs scored. There's a kid named Gwynn, though, leading off, Tony Gwynn Jr. We're underway at 7:05. And just a little haze overhead, pretty clear, 83 degrees. It's nice. And Mott goes 2-0.
Well, and that was the last thing right there. Don't help these guys. Don't walk them. Don't put them on base. Make them earn it. Get behind. Challenge them. Attack with the fastball.
Tony Gwynn hitting .289 with an on-base average of .359. And a line drive to right center. Willingham to cut it off, and the Padres are in business here in the top of the first. Nationals defensively still last in most defensive categories, playing a little better lately. Willie Harris gets a start tonight. Nothing to be concerned about. It's just a night off for Nyjer Morgan. Jim Riggleman said today he's been waiting to pick a spot to give Morgan a day off. Told him he was going to do that 3 or 4 days ago. Everth Cabrera, the shortstop. '22-year-old switch hitter from Nicaragua. He was originally signed by Colorado at the age of 17 in '04. Padres got him in the Rule 5 draft last November. And that ball gets away from Josh Bard. Some things out of sync here on the first 6 pitches of the game. That's got to be a pass ball.
It's got to be. Hit some leather. Got a little extra movement at the end, and Josh lets it get by. It'll happen every now and then.
He'll lay down a bunt on 3 hops. High throw, slow throw. Cabrera beats it, and over to third is Gwynn. Sacrifice, fielder's choice, first and third, nobody out.
Well, one of the things tonight to look for, don't help them, and that's going to help them right there. The bad throw. Just a sacrifice bunt, take it. 2-hopper back to you, throw it. You got to step and throw. You hear a lot of coaches say that. They mean it, because if you lob it and you got a quick kid like Cabrera, beat that out, and now you got pain coming up here with Adrian Gonzalez.
Gonzalez batting a puzzling .248. Although you can look at Kevin Kuzminov's numbers, he's hitting only .242. So at times Adrian Gonzalez hasn't had a lot of protection in the lineup.
Yeah, he's kind of an island on this team.
He's hitting .333 career against the Nationals. He'll hack that one high in the air, medium left center. Gwynn will score easily, and just like that, the Padres have an early run. And for Adrian Gonzalez, his 55th RBI and his 7th career against Washington pitching. Game notes, the rain delays just keep on coming. Look at that, the equivalent of more than 1 full day now. We've sat and waited for rain. Adrian Gonzalez is in a big-time siesta with power lately, and the Nats offense with runners in scoring position. Evidently some fireworks woke him up on the 4th of July. That's a good number. Here's a big guy with lots of power, Kevin Kuzminov. Runner at first, started, then stopped. Padres expecting a little help tomorrow. They may have David Eckstein back. He's been nursing a hamstring. Kuzminoff, a big, strong guy who hits for power. Now the runner's going. Barge throw right into the runner. And a stolen base for Cabrera, his 9th of the year in 10 attempts.
Well, usually when a guy gets this much of a jump, it's off the pitcher, and you saw Mock as soon as he looked home. Cabrera took off, and he was way off first base. You can't allow a guy to get that much of a lead. You have to throw over, keep him closer than that.
And on the pitch before that, he had started about 4 or 5 steps and then came back. Now it's 0-2 to Kuzminoff, who strikes out a lot. And a breaking ball low and away. Kevin Kuzminoff, 27 years of age.
All right, Bob, let's look at the lead right here. You can't let him get past that point right there. If he gets that much of a lead, you got to throw over to first base. I mean, he was a good step past that cutoff near first base.
And that's what defines a big lead or not, the edge of that grass.
And usually I used to always like to look at the runner and see if he took 2 big side steps. If he takes that 2 side steps and then a third, you got to throw over. You can't let him get that much of a lead, because that's an extra step on the catcher when he tries to throw him out.
2-2 pitch and a breaking ball. Kuzminoff strikes out for the 80th time this year. 2 down.
It's kind of a high breaking ball right here by Garrett Mock, but quite effective when the guy swings underneath it. Sometimes a backup breaking ball is your best friend. You don't want to make a habit of it, because sometimes they'll leave the playing surface. But that one was most effective, and Kuzminoff, you can hear him on the way back to dugout, Bob, up here. Darn it! It's not exactly what he said, but I can't swear on TV.
Well, we knew what he was thinking.
They didn't really swear. He said the D word.
And who is Chase Headley, and why does he torment the Washington Nationals? 6 for 14 against the Nats last year. A former second rounder by the Padres out of the University of Tennessee.
Headley Lamar.
I knew you were going to talk. I knew we were going to get a Blazing Saddles reference tonight. I just knew.
Oh, Harvey Korman, one of the best ever. Oh, Taggart, what's the matter?
Chase Headley, right field. That is trouble if it's fair. It is. San Diego leads 2-0. Headley to second base. Some of the Nationals' young pitchers are having bad first innings this week. Garrett Mock against the Cubs on Sunday gave up a run in the second after a double in the first. A double play got him out of that, but things got ugly after that, and he got him right on the trademark, and Headley did a good job of getting the bat head out.
Hey, I don't even have to break it down. That's exactly what I was going to say. He got the bat head out, got jammed, but still got it down the right field line, and you can't throw it out there any better if you're a hitter. Basically, if you were standing at home plate and you tried to toss it in between the first baseman and right fielder.
Look at the size of this guy. Kyle Blanks.
Mongo.
He's 6'6", 285 out of Souderton, Pennsylvania. And the Padres took him 5 years ago in the 42nd round of the draft.
Sure it was the Padres, not the Chargers? This guy's huge.
Could have been. He's a rookie. He hit .307 in 4 full minor league seasons.
Mongo like candy grab.
And last year at San Antonio, he drove in 107 runs. That's in the AA Texas League. He's on a 3-game hitting streak, 7 for 21. How about this? How about this guy? 3-game hitting streak, and Adam Dunn, the other biggest guy on the field, has a 6-game streak.
Played with a kid named Cresswell Pratt in the minor leagues. He was from the Bahamas, and he was as big as this kid. He used to hit these home runs. He hit 25 in the Florida State League. It's not easy.
Up in the air, right side, Nick Johnson. Not quite.
Remember Al Lang Field? There was that building out beyond left field in spring training for the Cardinals. Yeah. He hit that building in the air. That's over 500.
That building is the Bayfront Center, which is for basketball and indoor football and all that sort of thing.
Cresswell Pratt, when he hit it, it went a long way. I bet when this guy gets into one, I bet it could go for a long way.
Not if you don't swing. And Mott gets him, but he gives up 2 runs. And a couple of hits early for the Padres.
All right, guys, we got Paul in Augusta who wants to ask you a couple of different names. Who you think's going to have the better second half? So that's all we got lined up for now. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Runs, 10th in home runs. Adam Dunn's on a little hitting streak here. With his 3 for 3 before the rain last night, Dunn has hit in 6 consecutive games. He's 10 for 21. We don't associate big 3 strikeout home run guys with hitting streaks, but Adam's got one going. Here's Matt Latos. Born in Alexandria, Virginia, lives down in Florida now, and he was the Padres' 11th round pick.
Local
boy
3
years ago.
Local boy makes good. PNC Bank scouting report. This is his 2nd ever major league start. Down on the farm, 8-1 with a 1.3 ERA, 72 innings pitched, 42 hits, 12 walks, 73 Ks. Let's welcome him to the show, Bob, with a big blowout. Gave him a 2-run lead to start the game, by the way.
He went 4 innings, 2 runs on 3 hits in his first start. In fact, rather similar to what tomorrow night's Nat starter J.D. Martin did his first time. You see a lot of young pitchers in this weekend series.
Well, I was told he's got a great fastball, and you can hear it up here. He's bringing it. Pop goes the glove.
Willie Harris is 0 for his last 12. He needs 3 or 4 good ABs tonight. And Jim Rickleman knows that when Willie gets his at-bats, he'll get his base hits. Batting mark down to 235. He has walked 3 times during the 0 for 12. And his on-base average is respectable at 358. 1-2 from Matt Latos. So the Nats are hitting 261. And I find that interesting. Their batting average is the same as the Phillies, who produce so many more runs with their hits. Padres, in fact, just came from Philadelphia. And a 2-2 pitch to Willie Harris.
Now, didn't they stay here, drive there, come back?
Yeah, they flew in here late Wednesday night, drove to to Philadelphia yesterday. They had an early bus and a later bus, and then they brought both of them back after the game. 3-2 pitch. Harris in the air, left center. Tony Gwynn is there. First out. Padres are in the middle of the league defensively. The one thing this young team has done is not beaten themselves very often. They've made 35 errors fewer than the Nationals. Adrian Gonzalez, the most recognizable name out there. And maybe tomorrow David Eckstein will be back in the starting lineup and on that defense. Here's Christian Guzman. Got a base hit his last time up last night. That broke an 0 for 21. So he's now 1 for 22 and 9 for his last 72. He gets on top of that one and hits it a long way to center. That ball is going to leave. And the Nats are on the board on possibly the longest home run Christian Guzman has ever hit as a Washington National. That's his 4th of the year.
Goodbye, Mr. Rawlings.
Wow. From where did that come?
Now, Christian Guzman. Well, it's Christian against the Padres. Enough said there, but he goes upstairs on the high fastball and right to the left of the Geico sign. Oh, what is that? Like a little ambulance or something back there? What is that thing back there?
Might be. Let's hope we never have to find out. Fastball is in there to Ryan Zimmerman. The Nationals have hit their 84th homer of the year. The Padres have given up their 109th, and it's a 2-1 game. Ryan's hitting right-handers at a 300 clip. Target away. He goes out and gets that one, but that's not going as far. Hit hard, but Gwynn was playing deep, and he takes it on the track. 3 consecutive balls hit to straightaway center field to start the game.
You're taking that fastball right back towards the middle. Goes 95 miles an hour. Have to come up with something off speed to pitch at this level, though, young man.
Here's Adam Dunn. So Adam 10 for his last 21, elevating his average to 274. He has a 548 slugging percentage, which is in the top 10 in the league. He's also top 10 homers, RBIs, on base average, and walks. He's having an Adam Dunn type season.
How do you pronounce his name? Latos? Latos throws straight over the top. Very rare at this level.
Why? Because many more used to do that.
Yeah, many more used to do that, and it was taught more back in the minor leagues and lower levels, college and high school. Watch this delivery. This arm's coming straight over, 6'7", coming downhill at you. I'd like to see 96 coming from behind this kid's ear. Oh, there's the off speed. A little bit of Jeff Weaver.
True.
Jeff would come over the top and not under 3/4.
And a 2-2 pitch to Adam. Busted bat. Ball's not in the air very long, but Adrian Gonzalez is there. And the Nats are gone. They get half of the San Diego runs back on Christian Guzman's 4th of the year. A laser beam to straightaway center. 2-1 Padres.
10-team NL only auction. I have Kelly Johnson coming off the DL and need to cut someone. Who out of this group does the walk of shame to the waiver wire? Garrett Atkins, Juan Uribe, Chad Tracy, or Kelly Johnson? I'm leaning towards Johnson because I kind of see like Tracy and Uribe as don't hurt you types, and I think I'm holding on to Atkins to see if he gets traded.
Well, I don't mind your logic in holding on to Atkins. If he ends up with a contender and ends up, in everyday at-bats and back to the form that we saw a couple of years ago, he's a great guy to hold on to. I disagree with your logic about Kelly Johnson, though. I'm looking at a batch of guys, and one of them stands out to me for one reason, and he's the guy who ruined Jonathan Sanchez's perfect game. That's the only reason he stands out to me, and that's Juan Uribe.
Year, and in his career, number 58. 58 home runs in 10 years. And Luis Rodriguez, the San Diego second baseman, leads off. Top two. Batting a .194. He's a switch hitter.
We talked about the table setters today, Bob.
Yes, you did.
Guzman didn't even set the table. He just cleared the table.
And a bouncing ball. Gonzalez grabs it to throw out Rodriguez. First down here, top of the second.
I was going to say, it's up to Mr. Mock to come right back and put a goose egg up there and thank his offense.
The number 8 hitter for the Padres, and we saw a little bit of this young man when he was with the Giants, Elazier Alfonso.
He's a laser, huh?
Well, he could be. That's the nickname I would give him.
It's a laser down the
for that
left
swing.
line.
Jared Mock is given up his third hit. Adam Dunn's going to get his 12th error as the ball got by him, and that gets the runner to third base with one out. You would expect that to be an error, and if so, the Nats would have made 2 errors in the first 2 innings.
Well, Alfonso's going to hit it down the left field line. You see it bouncing around, and it bounces right by Adam Dunn, and he fires it in. Good speed here for a catcher. Got one of those, though. His name's Will Nieves.
Adam Dunn's second error in a row, had one last night early. And a bouncing ball to short. That'll freeze the runner. Guzman throws out the pitcher. Matt Lato's got the bat on the ball, hit it pretty sharply. And the runner, Alfonso, stays at third base. 2 outs now for Tony Gwynn. That couldn't have felt too good. He's a former teammate of Pablo Sandoval in San Francisco. They must have been sliding buddies.
Yeah, Pete Rose wouldn't be too proud about that head firster right there. There wasn't a lot of air, and then, yeah. That's a good one. Ouch.
Tony Gwynn singled sharply up the middle first time up. Got the Padres on their way to 2 runs in the first.
Talked about don't underestimate these guys. Anybody at the major league level can hit. They may be on a season-long slump combined, but have to be able to hit to get to the major league level.
Tony Gwynn Jr. is 26 years of age. They got him from Milwaukee for Jody Garrett. He's hit safely 6 of his last 8 games. And a bouncer that'll turn Nick Johnson around. Race to the bag. Mock gets there. And a good play by Nick. Padres do not score. Top of the second. Johnson, Willingham, and Bard coming right up.
Okay, that's no problem. I'll take care of it. right, guys, she's there, ready to roll.
Second here at Nationals Park. And get your red on. Come out early. We've got another T-shirt Tuesday coming for you. That's on August 4th. You know you're a Nats fan. That's the T-shirt. You know, the one that's got the little list on the back? Pretty cool. It's presented by Tickets.com. First 10,000 fans get one. Watch the Nats and the Marlins at 7:05. 888-632-NATS. Visit Nationals.com or stop by the Nationals Park box office. Johnson leads off, hitting .302. Nick has been very steady lately. On base percentage, 4th best in the National League at a healthy .412. Johnson ripping right up the middle. Looks like the hitters have a straightaway idea about this ball game tonight. That's 5 Washington hitters, and everyone except for Adam Dunn has hit the ball right up the middle.
Well, 95 down Broadway. You see Nick Johnson not trying to do too much. Let the pitcher supply your power. All you got to do is make contact. It will jump.
And Rob, before we get too deep into the game, I have to ask you your opinion of the blockbuster in baseball today with Matt Holliday going from Oakland to St. Louis.
Well, I got a chance to speak with assistant GM David Forst, and I'll let you pronounce the GM's name for the Cardinals.
John Mozeliak.
John Mozeliak, and you know, it worked out well for both of them. They thought that they'd have a better year in Oakland. They didn't. They knew they couldn't re-sign Matt Holliday, and the Cardinals and the A's started about 5 weeks ago talking about it. Then the Cardinals went out and they got DeRosa, but they thought, okay, we won't need Holliday because we have DeRosa. DeRosa hurt his wrist, so the talks got back on between the A's and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And voila, Matt Holliday will now be protecting Albert Pujols in the lineup. And then when asked whether or not they will re-sign Matt Holliday, Mozeliak basically said, we'll see what happens when we get to that. He was just happy to get him on the club.
Well, and with DeRosa coming over, that took care of third base, and the Cardinals traded their former #1 draft choice, a young man named Wallace, who was playing third base at AAA and doing well. So he was just drafted last year. That's a pretty dramatic move to trade a #1 draft pick 1 year after you draft him. Outside, and we've heard rumblings that the Yankees have cast a covetous eye toward Matt Holliday in the past.
Well,
and probably will so in the future, because Johnny Holliday comes. Johnny Damon. Johnny's good, but he's not that good. Johnny Damon comes off the books after this season, evidently, as a Yankee. Now, Johnny Holliday roaming center field at Yankee Stadium. That's intriguing.
Well, that's before and after the game, not during. But I mean, the thing is, that's the way the A's have to conduct business out on the West Coast. They don't have an open checkbook like a lot of other ball clubs. And I've talked to David Forst many, many times. The Rich Harden deal, the Nick Swisher deal. A lot of these deals, you know, are to keep rebuilding and restocking, retooling their minor league system and their big league club.
Fastball, Willingham can't get it, and Nick Johnson is out as well. A strike him out, throw him out, double play. Willingham not close to hitting the ball, and Nick Johnson well late when that throw got there.
Well, right there, you're hoping that Josh Willingham can make contact. That's why you put the runner in motion to stay away from the double play. Jim Riggleman, we've already seen that he likes to do that with guys you wouldn't normally see stealing bases.
Bases empty, 2 outs. Josh Bard, the hitter.
tonight could be Roy Halladay's last start for the Toronto Blue Jays if he is dealt before the deadline. The deadline from the Blue Jays is the 28th because he would come back up for his next start on the 29th.
And by the way, that is at home against Tampa Bay tonight.
Geez, you get a perfect game thrown against you by Burley, and you come back, you have to face Halladay.
Josh Barnes fouls it back. Just over the screen. Matt Halladay, by the way, in the second inning tonight, singled and scored a run. Acquired by the Cardinals from the A's for 3 prospects, so he scores as they put him in the lineup immediately. He's hitting 4th behind Albert Pujols. The Phillies, who they're playing, are red hot. 15 of 17 in the 6.5 game lead over Florida and Atlanta. And the Yankees have taken a 2.5 game lead on the Red Sox in the AL East. They've won 7 straight, while the Sox have lost 5 in a row.
Well, and Jay Happ starting for the Phillies tonight. And I think it's being delayed by rain. Coveted by the Toronto Blue Jays. They're also after Ryan Graybeck, their top prospect with the Phillies. So maybe his last Phillies start.
Yeah, they do have rain in the second inning up in Philly. Josh Bard, did he go? Yes, says John Hirschbeck at third, and this inning is over. Started in promising fashion with a Nick Johnson base hit. Strike him out, throw him out, double play, and it's 2-1 into the third.
Enjoy what's going on the field, but also they can hang out here at the playground. And let me tell you, they will definitely have a good time. Bob, Rob, back up to you. Place to be this weekend, then the ballpark. Not only will your kids enjoy what's going on the field, but also they can hang out here at the playground. And let me tell you, they will definitely have a good time. Bob, Rob, back up to you.
Why don't we do a game from out there? I think it's kind of hard to see out of those windows, though.
I think I would fit in those tubes. What if I got stuck in there?
Debbie and Al each take a leg and try to pull you out of one of those tubes. Top of the third, Everth Cabrera for the Padres.
Rob Dibble got stuck in the tube.
Yeah, nobody can get in there. There's an analyst.
I can hear the Twitter people now. Oh. Rob Dibble got stuck in the tube again.
Don't let your dauber down. And a 2-0. Cabrera slaps it out to left field. Adam Dunn circling under it. That's how the top of the third gets under it. And now Garrett Mock has retired 5 of the last 6 Padres. So face Adrian Gonzalez and Kevin Kuzminoff, their big power combination coming up.
Do you think Albert Pujols is happy having Halladay hitting there?
I would think so.
I would think so.
He needs talking to if he's not. Yeah, they have Pujols hitting third, Halladay 4th, Ludwig 5th. And I'm sure they're not real happy about it in Chicago. Even though the Cubs won today, they beat the Reds 8-5. Adrian Gonzalez If you could pick one guy before the season who would probably lead the league in walks, it would be him. Because at least Pujols and Ryan Howard and some of those guys do have some established major league hitters batting behind them. Now, if Kevin Kuzminoff was batting in the 280 range and not 240, that might be different. Gonzalez is gone. He's 0 for 1 with a sac fly, and now Kuzminoff comes up, who struck out first time. But the Padres are a little puzzled about what's going on with Adrian Gonzalez, hitting under 250. He hit almost 280 last year with 36 homers and 119 RBIs. He's on the homer pace. That's no problem. But he's only on a pace for about 90 to 95 runs batted in. There's Bud Black. What a good pitcher he was. A very popular guy around baseball.
And a tremendous pitching coach with the LA Angels of Anaheim.
Yes, he
took
was.
The job.
He was there with Mike Scioscia.
Yep.
And by the way, Rob, their staff, when he was there, had they were in the top 5 in the AL in ERA 5 different seasons out of his 7 years there. Worked in Cleveland for a while as a special assistant to GM John Hart.
He was offered many jobs, and he didn't want to leave.
Yeah,
loved working with the pitchers.
He had family considerations in Southern California, which sometimes we overlook, and that's important to a guy. Pitched 15 years. Did Bud Black with Seattle, KC, Cleveland, Toronto, San Francisco, and he won 121 games. He had 32 complete games in his career. But not many pitchers become managers. Why? I mean, they all seem to be ex-catchers.
We're kind of flaky. No, I mean, you know, over 1/3 of the managers in the major leagues are former catchers. I just think that you watch the game differently from behind home plate than maybe in front of it.
And maybe absorb the game as well.
And maybe some people think that being former pitchers, you don't know a whole lot about hitting.
True.
I think I probably know more about hitting than some hitters, because if you don't, you're not a decent pitcher. So I think I picked the brains of, you know, the Pete Roses and the King Griffey Seniors and Barry Larkins of the world, because I wanted to know what they're thinking.
Kuzminoff gets jammed, and that'll keep the ball in the park. Adam Dunn. And for the first time tonight, a 1-2-3 for Garrett Mott. He'll bat after Gonzalez and before Harris, coming right up. Book your next trip at southwest.com. And by Acura. Acura Advance. From the banks of the Anacostia, it's Nationals Park, home of the Nats, where they're 18-32 this year. The Padres on the road are 13-33. Families and friends having a great time here tonight at the ballpark. Bottom of the third arrives Alberto Gonzalez, Garrett Mott, and Willie Harris. And Mock has things under control, it seems now. He's averaging right around 14 pitches for 3 innings after throwing 22 in the first. And Gonzalez takes one up and away from Matt Latos. Alberto needs some base hits. He's 1 for his last 16.
Your pocket calculator tell you that?
What?
He's averaging 14 pitches an inning.
No, that was the one right up behind my eyes. It works a little slower.
I think it's Bob Uecker that says the biggest problem for a pitcher is the 6 inches between his ears.
Well, he's a former catcher who might know that.
There you go. I think it was him. I'm like, wow, he's so right.
Yeah.
Except my forehead's more like an 8 head, so I give it 8 inches.
Garrett Mock, 0 for 1 this year, 0 for 5 career. Yeah, Tim Stauffer, who's starting tomorrow night for San Diego, looks like the old man. He's had 19 major league starts. He faces J.D. Martin, who's had 1. Tonight it's Garrett Mock, who's had 4, against Matt Latos, who's had 1. Garrett behind 0-2. Big series in Detroit this weekend. Tigers beat the White Sox in the first half of a day-night doubleheader today, 5-1. So they're a game back up on Chicago. But they're playing another game right now. Boy, things worked out well for Matt Holliday, didn't they? The A's were in New York, and he joined the team about an hour-and-a-half train ride down the road in Philadelphia.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you went from the outhouse to the penthouse.
Well, that worked out too.
From the basement to the penthouse.
Okay, that's a nicer way to put it.
I love the A's. They were my favorite team.
Really?
Yep.
And a breaking ball strikes out Garrett Mock. 3 strikeouts for Matt Latos. Tomorrow night, be one of the first 20,000 fans to enter the gates and get an eco-friendly tote bag. It's presented by our friends at Harris Teeter, the wonderful grocery store. Then watch the Nats face the Padres at 7:05. You can get tickets all day tomorrow here at the Nationals Park box office. Use your phone at 888-632-NATS or go online, nationals.com. Top of the order, Willie Harris now, bases empty, 2 outs. Bat's a bit quiet. Guzman a homer. Nick Johnson a base hit. Last night the Nationals had 8 hits against Adam Wainwright in 6 innings, but only scored 1 run. Stranding 7.
He's having trouble getting the breaking ball over. You're going to have to get that breaking ball over, or they're just going to sit dead red on you.
Latos, a big kid, 6'6", 225. And a fastball. That's going to be a generous call, and I don't blame Willie Harris for being upset about that. I think I'd leave my gear in the batter's box just like he did. And that's gone in the 3rd. deservedly so. I don't think Willie Harris, though, deserved to strike out. This was a fastball from a rookie pitcher making a second start, and a very generous strike three call by Marty Foster.
Well, let's see it again. See Alfonso right there, grab it, kind of try to frame it. Willie's can't believe it, but the difference between a tight zone and a loose zone, about 6 to 8 inches. And Marty Foster has a little bit of a loose zone tonight. We just want it both ways.
Big hop off the bat of Chase Headley. Nick Johnson takes care of that. 4th inning underway.
Headley Lamar.
That's twice you did that. You're going to go home and try to find Blazing Saddles on pay-per-view, aren't you?
What scene was that? He chokes on the little candy.
Okay, I forgot.
You know,
the only one I remember.
The guy's out hanging the horse, and the guy on the horse.
I forgot that.
He's talking to Taggart.
Haven't seen that one in 20 years, probably.
Talking about putting a new sheriff at Rockridge.
Well, if Kyle Blanks walked into town, people would be going, whoa. He's on a
Alex
three-game hitter streak, 7 for his last 22.
He's a good football player, too.
Yeah. Garrett Mock gets a ball in on his hands, and it's fouled 1-2. Banks went to high school in Moriarty, New Mexico, and then played some junior college baseball in Arizona. 42nd round draft pick. That's amazing when a guy drafted that low makes it to the big leagues.
20 rounds better than Mike Piazza.
Yeah. But times that by 30 and you're talking 700 plus teams. 700 picks, pardon me, before you get to him. 3-2, Mock missing inside.
Definitely don't want this big man to get his arms extended. You see him pound the 90+ mile-an-hour fastball and keep it right there.
Heads up, flies into the stands. Josh Bard muffs the pop fly. Oh my gosh. That ball landed right in some empty seats. And this is what we're talking about with these bats.
Yep.
I mean, when it breaks off like that, I mean, you're talking about a javelin heading into the seats.
I don't think it hit anybody, though.
It did.
Fortunately.
It looked like the one gentleman right there next to the man in the San Diego jersey might have deflected it. And then Josh Bard is going to be given an error. And the Nationals have made 3 errors today. And now Blanks will be called out on strikes. Strikeout number 3 for Garrett Mock. And I'm not sure the hitters know what to do with the strike zone right now.
Well, this is a strike in any strike zone. That's a beautiful breaking ball. Set up by a lot of fastballs pounded on the inside part of the plate. And when you jam a hitter or his bat does that, that's called getting in his kitchen.
And that's 9 of the last 10 retired now by Garrett Mock. He'll face Luis Rodriguez, 193 hitting second baseman.
Well, Major League Baseball's been doing a 2-year study on every broken bat. They take it. I don't know what they're doing with them. And supposedly they're supposed to have some regulations coming out, but it's just getting absurd. Bats are flying all the way to the outfield. Bats are flying 15, 20 rows up into the stands and could hurt somebody in the audience. And, you know, the patrons, the fans, that is this business. You don't want any one of them to get hurt. It took a little girl being killed by a puck for them to put up nets in hockey.
Yeah.
What's it going to take for them to start regulating these bats?
Yeah, and that was a big man swinging a bat that just helicoptered its way right into the seats. 1-2 to Rodriguez, and Garrett Mock gives up a high drive to right center, and the ballpark will not hold it. And Luis Rodriguez hits his 8th major league home run, his 2nd this year. A 5'9", 188-pound switch hitter takes one well out of here.
Well, you worry so much about the big man getting extension, and I said, don't take these guys lightly. And Rodriguez gets a hanging breaking ball and absolutely steps all over it.
Three-1 Padres now, top of the fourth inning. Lazier Alfonso, the catcher. Breaking ball by Garrett Mott. Alfonso from Venezuela only appeared in 5 games for the Giants last year. He originally signed with St. Louis at the age of 17, 13 years ago, and has spent most of 11 years in the minor leagues with 5 different organizations.
That's perseverance right there.
It sure is.
It's chasing your dream.
He keeps calling that pitch up and away for a strike. And now there's another hitter looking back.
Hey, you know what? That's the zone. Get used to it. I like the fact that Marty Foster has called this strike both ways for both sides.
And no swing, says Wally Bell.
See if he breaks that imaginary plane.
And we've got heat coming from the next dugout here.
Right there is the imaginary plane. And wow. Calling Jim Riggleman out.
Three balls and 2 strikes with the pitcher on deck. This would be a good out to get. And he should on a pop fly to right for Josh Willingham. A 2-out homer by Luis Rodriguez. Christian Guzman leads off in the 4th. He's already homered tonight. Smile, Dad, if I don't want to. Now let's talk about Christian Guzman. He doesn't hit that many home runs, 58 in his major league career, including the one he hit earlier here tonight. But he's a line drive hitter who occasionally gets all of one.
Well, when you get full extension and you make contact on a guy throwing 95 miles an hour, good things will happen. And Christian Guzman occasionally will swing and a little bit harder instead of just trying to be a line drive, base hit type of guy. He's a great contact hitter. And even their guy, Gonzalez, when he got a hold of one, these guys are major league hitters. They didn't get here by chance. They got here by being very good hitters at every level that they played at. So you can't take even the 8-hole guy lightly. Even if you look at that perfect game by Burley, Bartlett was hitting 340 in the 9-hole for the Rays yesterday. So all these hitters at this level, they can hit, Bob.
Christian Guzman evidently can hit, maybe getting that stroke back, couple of line drives. And he's aboard leading off the fourth, and now you have the big guns coming. Zimmerman, Dunn, and Johnson, the next 3 hitters. So Christian Guzman has 2 of the Nats' 3 hits.
I apologize, it was Rodriguez. But, you know, my point being that it's all about contact, it's all about the torque and getting that bat head out there. Even Headley, when he got jammed, got a double. It's knowing your limitations. That's the one thing I like about Guzman. I mean, he doesn't try to be a home run hitter. He tries to be a slasher, a line drive guy. And those are the toughest outs at this level, especially for a hard-thrown pitcher like Latos.
Ryan Zimmerman's last home run was 8 days ago against Kevin Gregg of the Cubs. He represents the tying run here, bottom of the fourth. He'll go right field roll. Great swing, good contact. First and second, nobody out, with Adam Dunn coming in.
I wanted to see what Blanks could do with that arm. Okay, maybe not.
Adam Dunn had 3 hits last night. We remarked at the time he looked like Wee Willie Keeler, flaring them where they ain't. Well, beat the St. Louis shift 3 times.
Adam Wainwright had great stuff last night, breaking balls, fastballs, and Adam Dunn was just all over him. Just needed a little bit more help.
So the Nats with a big inning brewing here in the 4th inning. Dunn tonight, first time up, had his bat sawed off and popped up to first.
And I think the second time through the lineup, you should be subtracting the breaking ball. Latos is not throwing a first strike tonight. Subtract that, just look 95. Get it, you should rip it.
Now this is the one time teams have to play a conventional defense against Adam Dunn when there's a runner at second base. They have to leave somebody home near third. And the shortstop Cabrera up the middle with Rodriguez. Adams been hitting the ball sharply on the ground and on the line. So he's got some hitting room out there for a change. But that's right at the second baseman. And a relatively easy 4-6-3. You want the ball in the air there at least. It didn't happen. And the Nationals have grounded into 83 double plays this year. Their opponents have turned 92 total. Second double play of the night, including a strike him out, throw him out earlier. And Christian Guzman now at third base. 2 outs. It'll take a Nick Johnson hit like the one he had first time to get the Nats a run closer. Nick's now batting .304. And a bouncer. Alfonso keeps it in front.
Well, it's also important right here for Guzman because good fastball hitter at the plate. Probably going to try to work him with as many breaking balls as possible. If that ball gets about 10 feet past Alfonso, you got to get a good enough lead to where you can score easily.
There's a fastball that he gets on 2-0. And I think there are way too many base runners who don't pay enough attention to where the third baseman is.
Yep.
Guzman right now, if he wanted to, could be about 15 feet further down the line.
Without a doubt.
And if the pitcher steps off, so what? You've distracted him just a bit.
Kuzminoff is 15 feet away from the bag. You should be at least 15 feet off the bag.
Kuzminoff probably 20 to 25 feet at an angle.
He should be way, way down there with the pitch.
3 balls and a strike to Nick. He'll take it. Ball 4. And the Nats have runners at the corners with 2 outs for Josh Willingham. So 2 hits and a walk in this inning, but the double play has stifled it so far. And that's the first walk given by Matt Latos. Now this time, with a right-handed batter, Kuzminoff's going to be much closer to the bag. But Guzman
but
can still take advantage.
Once the pitcher gets set and starts going home, he's got to be walking down the line. He can't just be standing there.
I think we see this often with runners at second base as well. And then you'll see them get thrown out at home from the outfield on a base hit because they haven't helped themselves enough off the bag. Base running is such an important part of this game, and I'm not sure it gets the attention it deserves.
Still way too close to the bag, and it's ironic this weekend. One of the greatest base stealers and base runners ever in the history of the game, Ricky Henderson, goes into the Hall of Fame. I got a chance to talk to Joe Morgan and Johnny Bench, and Johnny Bench even said he looked at Ricky Henderson's stats and he couldn't believe not just how many stolen bases he had, how many runs he scored.
Right.
That he was an amazing leadoff and base stealer, great baseball player.
People used to love listening to the Yankee games on the radio. Ricky'd get on first. Phil Rizzuto would start saying hi to all the bowling leagues over in New Jersey. And before he got done, Ricky was on third. 2-1 to Josh, and Willingham takes it outside. Scooter would say, "Hey, White," to Bill White. "How do you get over there?" Ricky was amazing getting around the bases, and sometimes he got himself around the bases with all those leadoff home runs.
Was it 81? 81 leadoff home runs? That sound about right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
Let's see what Josh gets to work with here on 3-1. That's a bounce to third. Kuzminoff throws out Willingham. And the Nats continue to hit poorly with men on base. Stranded a bunch last night and 2 right here. And fantasy camper from last year is here.
Wow. Okay, what does that mean?
We had a big promotion last year. A lot of folks got to come up and have some fun.
How do you think I got this job?
Lados leads off top of the fifth. I believe that was one of our fine bloggers here in town, Miss Chatter, with her husband at the ballpark tonight. Garrett Mock has retired 10 of the last 12 Padres.
I think we could do a real fantasy camp, though, a baseball camp. Get some fans to come down. You got Ray Knight and myself.
Yeah. Johnny Holiday roaming center field like I had him earlier.
Johnny Holiday is out there roaming, and then you got all the guys down here that I played with, and the coaching staff. You got Devon White as a roving instructor. We get Bob Boone. We could get a bunch of people to play against the bloggers.
I could just see it. Some nice lady's going to come up to me and say, "Why did Rob Dibble brush me back?"
Because I could, lady. Blog about that. Just kidding.
That's a good breaking ball right there.
Great breaking ball right there.
Tony Gwynn and Everett Cabrera are next for the Padres here in the fifth. Rob Dibble's Nats Fantasy Camp. Come if you dare.
No, see, there you go. You're profiling me.
Well, you just told me you would brush back a lady.
I would not. This is my mother. She's a heck of a right-handed hitter.
Well, and then she would charge the mound and take care of you.
Oh, jeez, my mom? I'm not afraid of too much, but when my mom raised her voice on me, I'm out of there.
Robert? There's a half swing and a foul off the bat of Tony Gwynn. Padres lead the Nationals 3-1 here in the top of the fifth inning. San Diego's record 37-59. The Nats 28-67. They're 24.5 back of the Dodgers. The Nats are 27 back of the Phillies. That'll get through. And Gwynn is 2 for 3 tonight. He may have found a home like somebody else named Gwynn did in San Diego after some struggling times with Milwaukee. Here's our friend, the Aflac Duck. We call him Medwick. He has trivia tonight.
Aflac!
The only 4 switch hitters with more RBIs than Padres coach Ted Simmons.
Eddie Murray.
Well, Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle.
What about Chili
Pete
Davis?
Rose has the most hits ever.
What about...
That's 3.
That was RBIs, though, right?
I think Pete probably got more RBI, too.
What about Chili Davis? He gets overlooked.
What about Chili Davis?
He was one of the best switch hitters ever. That's a good one. Switch hitters with RBIs. I guess maybe Pete had so many hits he would have to get in there.
I think Pete has him on that.
What about Jorge Posada? He's been on a lot of really good teams and chances to drive in runs. Mott's made 2 less than good throws to first base tonight. One of them cost him a run in the first inning.
Yes.
In fact, it cost him 2 runs.
We talked about keeping the runners close. You must listen to us in between innings. Cannot let him get to this part of the cutout right there with that left foot.
Runner goes, good jump, good throw, got him. Gonzalez pulled the tag down in a hurry to get Tony Gwynn, who's now 3 out of 7 this year.
All right, on the lead. If his left foot is right there, he probably steals a base. But you kept him close. That half a step right here is what's going to get him at second. just got him by the half a step. So the pitcher has to help the catcher and hold the runner close.
Now it's 2-0 on Cabrera. And Mott goes ball 3. You don't want to walk him with Adrian Gonzalez next. This guy's hitting 220. But he walked him on 4. I mean, can you call that a mental mistake by the pitcher, or is that just a physical thing where he couldn't get the ball where he wanted to?
I don't think it's either. I mean, you're not trying to walk the guy. It's one of those things where you kind of relax because you got the guy off the bases with the throw out. So you're like, okay, I dodged a bullet right there. 2 outs, and then it just becomes I don't know, maybe you let up and your mechanics are a little sloppy and lazy and slow, and voila, you go from the stretch back to the windup. And
Adrian Gonzalez, a sac fly in the first, his 55th RBI, and a bouncer to second in the third. A pickoff at first. And if you're Cabrera, how can you let that happen with your most dangerous hitter in the batter's box? What a crazy inning. A caught stealing after a base hit, and now a pickoff after a walk. Good throw right at the bag, and they had it. Book your next trip at southwest.com. Beautiful evening in our nation's capital. Ball game halfway over. Beautiful sunset out to the west of us. We don't need any sprinklers. We had plenty of water last night. Get your red on and buy yourself a Grand Slam Flex plan. You can pick 4 games, get 1 free, 5 different plans to choose from. Pick your plan, your games, your seats, and get a free game. 202-675-NATS, or nationals.com/Grand Slam. Well, that's a pitch saver for Garrett Mock. 75 pitches, 45 strikes through 5 innings. Bard, Gonzalez, and Mock at the bottom of the order. Matt Latos, as soon as he gets 1 out here, will have his longest outing in the major leagues. First start against Colorado 5 days ago. In a 6-1 loss, gave up 2 runs, 3 hits in 4 innings, a walk and 4 strikeouts, and gave up a home run in his major league debut. He's thrown the ball pretty well here tonight, frustrating the Nationals, getting big outs with men on base. Josh Bard, right side, Gonzalez, do it himself. Gonzalez coming up with Mock, and we check in with Debbie Taylor.
All right, guys, I have a question for you. What do Tiger Woods, LeBron James, and the Washington Nationals have in common? Well, they're all using this renowned psychologist, Bob Rotella. He has met with the Nationals players as a group, and he met with the pitchers, he met with the position players, and he has given his phone number to the players. He is available as a resource for them. The idea is to get the peak performance out of the players, and Mike Rizzo told me that the team is utilizing him, to get the best out of the players. Rick Eckstein says this is an invaluable resource for his hitters too. Bob?
Interesting concept. Baseball is a long season. I know you're kind of an old school guy. Your reaction to that?
2 out of 3 ain't bad. I'm just kidding. Tiger, LeBron,
well,
Nationals.
Pretty big names.
Yep, some pretty big names. It's a team sport, basketball, but LeBron is quite talented. Tiger Woods, he's his own corporation. It's hard when you got 25 different egos and mentalities.
And a fastball bounced out to short for Cabrera. High throw and a good play by Gonzalez. That's what, Rob, you always talk about. If you throw the ball hard enough, you still give your first baseman time to make an adjustment.
Well, and it's getting rid of it quickly, and like I said, hard. And right there, he gets rid of it quick. Gonzalez makes a great save, but that extra half a second, he's able to make the tag on Gonzalez. So sometimes when you have a lot of time, it doesn't help you to hold the ball. Let it go.
There's Garrett Mock with 2 outs and the base is empty. But if you just goose that ball over there, the runner either beats it or you have no time to recover.
No, but I do believe in those sports psychologists. At the end of my career, they were just coming in 96 and helping the players, more so to relax them. Not a lot of players know how to relax their minds. Control your breathing. It's a huge part of being a professional athlete. I also like the visualization part of it, though. That's more of the positive reinforcement side that some of these younger players need.
Debbie also reports that John Smoltz and Greg Maddux used him. Now there are 2 differing personalities.
Well, John Smoltz was going through some rough patches back with the Braves, and I know that he would be in the stands, I think, with a certain colored shirt on, just so John would know he was there, and John was able to get over some of his issues.
Garrett Mock takes a good hack on 3-2. Hard to believe that Greg Maddux would need anybody. He always looked, at least on the outside, to be in complete control of everything he was doing between those lines.
No, he was a crumbling house of cards inside, Bob.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. I don't believe it.
Mock hits it sharply, but right to Luis Rodriguez, and the Nats are gone in the 5th inning. 5 innings in the book, and the Padres lead 3-1. Evening at the ballpark. San Diego leads 3-1. Gonzalez, Kuzminoff, and Headley coming up. Don't forget about Sundays. The Padres will be here Sunday to wrap up the series. Time for the Family Fun Pack. All Sunday games. A $14 upper right field terrace ticket or $25 gets you lower bowl either side. With each ticket, a hot dog, non-alcoholic drink, and chips. Minimum 2 tickets per purchase. Pre-game autographs. The kids run the bases afterwards. 888-632-NATS or nationals.com. Adrian Gonzalez was at the plate when Everett Cabrera was picked off, ending the 5th inning for the Padres. That's why you shouldn't get picked off. Kevin Kuzminoff will be next, and then Chase Headley. Kuzminoff's been an intriguing hitter. Originally drafted by the Indians in the 6th round back in '03. And after a 16-game cup of coffee with Cleveland in '06, he was traded to San Diego with the right-hander Andrew Brown for second baseman Josh Barfield. '07, 18 homers, 74 RBIs, 30 doubles. Last year, 23 homers, 84 batted in, 31 doubles. And the Padres can live with his 130 to 40 strikeouts every year. He's a big guy at 6'1", 210. Out of Evergreen, Colorado High School, where he played some football. Later played collegiately at Nevada Reno. And the 0-2, he hits it hard enough to get it by Guzman. With a right-handed batter, you can't cheat up the middle too far. And then Kuzminoff crosses up the Nats by taking one to Guzman's left.
Well, you see him playing in for the double play. Those couple of steps that maybe if he's back near the grass, he catches it and throws him out at first if there was no beyond. But that's what happens sometimes with the defensive configuration.
Nationals Park in our nation's capital. With Debbie Taylor and Rob Dibble, Bob Carpenter on Mass and 2 tonight.
Steve McCaddy wants to chat.
First of 3 against the Padres. Seven hits now given up by Garrett Mock. And with every appearance he makes, Jason Bergman appears to be becoming more important to Jim Riggleman and Steve McCaddy. Sometimes we'll see him in the 6th inning. Sometimes we'll see him in the 8th. They have attacked him for 2 hits on only 3 pitches in this inning. 78 the game. Headley 1 for 2 with a Blute double. And he misses away, ball 1. Oh, here's a situation just like the Nats had. 2 on, nobody out. A left-hander in there. Adam Dunn hit the ball on the ground, double play. Two and 0. Big Kyle Blanks is next.
Well, if you're Mock, and I'm sure that McCaddy told him, I think he probably remembered that he's already punched out Blanks a couple of times tonight. He said he's got that jam shot double, put him away and work on the big righty.
That ball driven to left, and it's going to fall. Coming around third, and I'm a little surprised Adrian Gonzalez didn't score. In my opinion, that's bad base running. There was no way Adam Dunn was going to catch that ball. He could have broken off second base like there were 2 outs, Rob, and scored easily. So the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Couldn't agree more with you, but here's the big but. Pitcher's in trouble. Throws a nice sinking fastball there. You saw him turn it over. No outs. Better to have the base loaded than a unbelievable throw by Adam Dunn. It might be taken into consideration that Gonzalez isn't the most fleet of foot.
Here's Kyle Blanks. Bases loaded, nobody out, infield in. Padres have 8 hits now. Our base running bunch, Gonzalez, Kuzmanoff, and Headley, all with singles.
Foul ball off the back, outside ankle.
Now that's a strange place to get hit.
That's really turning your hips into the ball. Oh man, he did it again. I think you got that shin protector on the wrong side. See if he does it again. Oh my goodness, he hits it off his right toe bone. Oh man. Wow. I guess that whole right ankle foot area will be wrapped in ice after the game. Come on, big strapping young man like that. There's no way he comes out of the game.
He's a Pennsylvania kid originally.
Come on.
Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals, Dr. Dibble, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nasty breaking ball. He fouls off another.
See, he struck him out twice, and now he's abused the lower right extremity. This kid's not going to like Garrett Bach very much.
Nervous time in this ball game. San Diego a chance to bust it open here in the 6th. Target away. Got him on a big hook for a very important first down. Garrett Mock has 5 strikeouts tonight, and Kyle Blanks 3 of those.
I'm going to say this strikeout right here keeps him in the ball game. Good 1-2 breaking ball. There's the old golden sombrero.
Luis Rodriguez took Garrett Mock deep last time. Now with 1 out, the infielders back up a bit. Zimmerman still even with the bag at third. Looked like a changeup high.
I apologize. I was just told that's the hat trick, which I thought was only in hockey.
Yeah, 4 is the sombrero.
4 is the golden sombrero. So what do you call it? Just the sombrero?
Call it whatever you want.
I call it a good night for the pitcher.
That ball gives a good night to Rodriguez. 2 runs will score. Another runner to third. San Diego leads 5-1.
Well, Rodriguez, pretty good night. Home run his last at bat, and then a couple of RBIs on this single.
Garrett Mock's going to be done after 5 1/3, giving up 9 hits. 4 of them in this inning. Jason Bergman will get the call here The Nats are down by 4 as the Padres have a chance to score even more.
Show you 2 leads. You can't let him get too much of a lead. On the top, it's going to be a stolen base. On the bottom, he will be thrown out at second. Once the pitch comes in, you see the man on the top will make it in safely, and the man on the bottom is thrown out. So your Coors Light freeze cam is about keeping the base runners closer to the bag.
And it's also about base runners taking whatever liberties they can when they're not on first base, as we were talking about earlier.
Well, and you look at it too with the peripheral vision, and if you lose sight of that guy as you're looking left peripherally out of that left eye, you got to step off. You got to make the guy get back into your vision, and you got to either throw over or make him get back. If he gets too much, it's easy, he's going to walk to second base.
Alfonso 1 for 2 with a double. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Bergman fires one to Nick Johnson. Pitch out. The Nationals thought with the number 8 hitter there might be a squeeze on.
And on third,
Chase Headley. And of course, as we did mention, he was the pitching coach, but Bud Black did work with Mike Scioscia, who's known for playing more of a National League style of baseball in the American League than any other manager over there. He loves speed guys, defense. Nick Johnson picking that one. That was not a good throw by Bergman.
And you can't forget, you throw this by Nick, the guy on third easily scores. Keeping him close. We talked about this.
Man, he might have been out, but I don't think the umpire saw it. The throw, the glove, the hand, everything was right there. I don't think Nick even had to move his glove because it was already on the arm of the base runner.
Well, I think sometimes you got to sell it as the first baseman. I know playing against Will Clark, he would have been up, hey, I got him, screaming and yelling.
Look at that.
Yeah. I do believe, but you got to come up. You got to be like, hey, I made the catch. He's out.
Nick had control of the ball.
Got to have a little bit of a beef with the umpire, even if you're acting.
1-2. Popped up. Right side. Alberto Gonzalez calls Nick Johnson off the ball, as he should. 2 outs. That'll bring up the pitcher, Matt Latos. Latos is 0 for 2 with a ground ball to third and a called third strike. Bergman trying to keep this a 4-run game. And that'll help in a ground ball. Handled by Gonzalez. Well done, Jason Bergman. 2 big outs. Padres get 2 big runs. And now they have a big lead. Simmons, subject of our Aflac trivia, only 4 switch hitters with more RBIs than the former catcher. We got Mickey Mantle,
Eddie Murray,
and Eddie Murray. Chili Davis, C. Davis. Oh, we don't know who George Davis is. Sorry, it's not Chili Davis. And Chipper Jones. We should have had Chipper.
The chipster.
Yeah, we
totally forgot
that.
about him.
George.
Well, because I look at him as Larry Jones. I don't know a guy named Chipper.
Evidently, George Davis was the best RBI man of all switch hitters back in the early part of the 20th century. I guess only Phil Wood would have seen him. And we'll put them together with the numbers. I wonder what position George played. I bet he wasn't a catcher like Ted Simmons.
Probably a pitcher. You guys had ridiculous numbers
could have
back
been.
in the day.
Here's Willie Harris, 0 for 2. Nats only have 4 hits. David Eckstein and his brother Rick in a ballpark in opposing dugouts for the first time ever at the major league level.
Okay, George Davis played 1890 to 1909, played every position in the infield.
He even pitched 3 games, evidently.
He even was good with the quality H2O. He's the water boy, too.
Did they throw splitters in 1890? I don't think so.
Splitters, spitters. I could go back. They had different rules back then. Like if the ball bounced once and you caught it, you were out. About that rule. Man. They used to have 4 strikes too. I think it was 7 balls. They changed the rules along the way a few times.
That's on the corner, and Willie Harris punched out by Marty Foster again. Strikeout number 6 for Matt Latos.
Well, and remember, when you drop your gear at home plate in front of the umpire, he's not happy about it, and that's a borderline call.
Better be happy.
You better be swinging.
Willie Harris is 0 for his last 15. No first pitch fastball there. Off-speed breaking ball. Guzman a homer, a single tonight. His first multi-hit game in a while. And for Christian Guzman, his 33rd of the year. The big boppers are waiting to see if they'll get a chance here in the 6th inning. Guzman serves one to left, but it's right at Chase Headley. 2 outs. 3 good at bats tonight, though, by Christian Guzman.
And it's amazing how that one hit that got him off the schneid last night, today he comes back with a new attitude.
Yeah, hits in 3 consecutive at bats. Here's Zimmerman, who singled to right field last time up. But against a pitcher making his 2nd major league start, the Nats aren't making much happen right now. Big play of this game for him. Adam Dunn's last at bat. A double play ball with 2 runners aboard, nobody out. In at that time, a 2-run game. Five strikeouts, only 1 walk. That was to Nick Johnson after that double play ball back in the 4th.
One thing I don't like to be right about is when I talk about going through the order 3 times with 1 pitch. Latos has pretty much done that to us tonight. The breaking ball almost non-existent, cannot throw for a strike. He's gone with 95-mile-an-hour heaters 85–90% of the time, maybe more. But as I told you, in the minor leagues, for an 11th round pick, this kid was 8-1 with a 1.3 ERA, 30 less hits than innings pitched. Does not walk a whole bunch of people.
You know, Robin, really, he's only been a professional pitcher for a couple of years. His first year, he only pitched in 16 games. Last year, just 15. So he's made it to the major leagues with very little repetition at the professional level.
12 walks.
Only 112 innings coming into this year.
12 walks in 72 innings with 73 punch-outs. Maybe he grew 6 inches and his fastball went from 85 to 95.
It happens.
Yeah. Most impressive, though. Pretty good scouting when you can pull an 11th round pick out of your hat.
Yeah, and then 2 years later, he's rated as the 2nd best prospect in your organization.
Oh, yeah, of course now you're rating him. Where'd you rate him when he was drafted?
Well, that was Baseball America. We can rate this ball way out of here. Zimmerman over the bullpen. Ryan with his 16th of the year. It'll be a solo for Zim, and it's a 5-2 game.
I'll give you one guess what that pitch was.
Slight piece.
Hanging breaking ball.
They go a long way.
They go a long, long way. You hang them, we bang them. Ryan Zimmerman, 3-2. Hanging curveball, bang. You knew it. See him, a little bit of a double clutch there. Look at 95, adjusted to the breaking ball. Sayonara.
Adam Dunn gets a first pitch fastball high in the zone. So Zimmerman 2 for 3 tonight. High fives waiting.
With the Exmo on the celebration.
Wow. Now, if we do that for a game-tying home run, you'll see more smiles.
I'll run down there and high five you.
Right now, they're like, okay, you took care of business. Now we got some work to do.
Exactly. Still 3 runs down. We're chasing 3. Let's go.
And Dunn will take an off-speed pitch, 2-1. 2 homers tonight. The Nats have hit 85 on the year. That was Ryan Zimmerman's 74th career home run. Ball 3. Nick Johnson waiting. If Dunn gets aboard, this inning could get very interesting. That is Luke Gregerson. They have 8 pitchers in their bullpen, 7 right-handers. 3-2 to Adam. Look at that foul ball fly. They don't get many up there.
Oh, they're excited.
They're supposed to stand up and all point toward the pole. Over there. He'll turn on one and hit it out of this park someday over there. They'll foul that one straight back. Bottom of the 6th inning, a run home on Zimmerman's blast, and a 3-2 again to Adam Dunn. He'll take the walk. That'll be the 74th of the year for Adam Dunn. Second issued tonight by Matt Latos. And Nick Johnson now has a chance to keep the inning going. Adrian Gonzalez asserting his team leadership there. Well, the Nats are making him work here. As recently as the end of the 4th inning, he had 58 pitches, 71 after 5, and a long inning here. Bud Black coming out. This is a young man making his second major league start.
And that'll be all she wrote.
And the hook is going to be rather quick here. Interesting. I guess they want him to leave on a positive and not face the tying run. He'll be done after just 5 2/3. Looked like he was cruising into the 7th until a 3-2 pitch to Ryan Zimmerman, and he hit it a mile. trip at southwest.com. And by PNC Bank. PNC leading the way. Friday nights along the banks of the Potomac down there in Georgetown, always a lively place. And a couple of miles south here, Nationals Park. It's a 5-2 game as the Nats are into the Padre bullpen. Kristen Guzman, 2 hits, a solo homer, his 4th. Luis Rodriguez, a 3 RBI night for the Padres with a home run, only his 2nd, and a 2-run single. And then Ryan Zimmerman a few minutes ago went deep for the 16th time this year. This is Luke Gregerson, who the Padres got to complete the deal when Khalil Green went to St. Louis back in March. Originally drafted, here's another guy. It took a while. 28th round of the 06 draft. That's some pretty good movement and sink on that pitch, even though he elevated it to Nick Johnson. Nick's had a base hit and a walk. And his on-base average is now approaching .420. Right on the trademark, should be easy for Kuzmanoff. Nats are gone in the 6th. Zimmerman's homer makes it a 5-2 game. Rewind. Kristen Guzman out of here. Straightaway center field early in the ballgame. His first debut, only his 4th of the year. And a big blast a little later by a small guy. Padres second baseman Luis Rodriguez. Ryan Zimmerman's gone deep, so we're down some long distance on the nation's fastest 3G network tonight. AT&T, your world delivered. Top of the 7th, Jason Bergman, a 2nd inning of work. Gwynn, Cabrera, and Gonzalez for the Padres. Now, Jason and I had an interesting conversation the other day. He bristled a bit when I pointed out that he has struggled in some of his 2nd innings of work this year. He said, "Hey, I used to be a starter. I know how to go too." I said, "Okay, let me see a 0 up there, buddy, and we'll talk." I mean, it was a good spirited conversation, but he takes pride in the fact that he can pitch more than 1 inning in certain situations. And the other night he had to get 1 batter. Tonight he's going to have to pitch more than 1 inning.
I've been told that you're kind of harsh on these young guys.
Wow. He's going to knock that one down, have plenty of time. Oops. And throws it away. That'll be the Nationals' 4th error of the night, 2 of them on pitchers.
I know what the pitchers will be doing tomorrow. Pitchers fielding practice. And you would say from the dugout, step and throw. He throws off the back foot. See this right there? Bad form. Tomorrow they'll be out here catching ground balls and throwing to first.
Jim Riggleman managed the Padres back in the early 90s. He had Tony Gwynn on that team and a young pitching staff with guys like Andy Bennis, Alan Ashby. I think it was Andy Ashby, actually.
It was Andy.
Yeah, Alan was the catcher. And he said that ball club, even though they had a Tony Gwynn, they were in a similar situation as the Nats are here. They were developing young pitchers at the major league level. And a little bit of deja vu for Jim Riggleman. Sean Burnett is now up. He leaves Bergman in against the lefty Cabrera. And then another one, Adrian Gonzalez, coming up. Oh boy, the Nationals now have 94 errors, and this is their 96th game of the year. That's a good bunt. Better hurry. Got him. Very close play and well played by Josh Bard on the sacrifice with Gonzalez covering. I love guys who can sacrifice bunt, Rob, but at the same time challenge for a base hit.
Well, you saw the form. Very nice. Gets down with the ball. Brings the bat down to the ball. Doesn't turn the bat.
And I think
his knees.
I think we saw something there that you talked about last week. If Josh Bard taps the glove, he doesn't get the runner at first.
Right. And so you got to step out in front of the plate, grab the ball, and just throw it.
Now the Padres had to know that if they did that, it would take the bat out of the hands of Adrian Gonzalez. So the Nats will walk him here, set up a double play with Kevin Kuzminoff coming up. Kuzminoff has hit into a team-leading 16 double plays this year. What are the boys going to be talking about on Nats Extra postgame tonight? They'll break down Garrett Mock's night. Sound, as we call it, from Jim Riggleman after the game. Tim Stauffer and J.D. Martin tomorrow night. First and second, one out. And now Bergman has fallen behind 2-0.
Can I take back the PNC scouting report?
Which said what part?
Don't help them.
Yeah. Well, the Nats have only walked 2 tonight, 1 intentional.
Yeah, but the 4 errors. It's kind of helping the other team.
Yeah, there you go.
They don't need me help.
That's fair. Gwynn, who reached on an error, scores. Gonzalez, who reached on the intentional walk, goes to third. And it's now a 6-2 game, and the ball club has shot itself in the foot again here in the 7th inning.
I think you put too much pressure on Bergman in the 2nd inning.
I'm not saying a word.
Anyway, this is a pitch on the inner half after he gets behind 2-0, and that is fun for the guy standing at the plate. He knows it's a hitter's count. Kuzminoff wins the battle.
Left fielder Chase Headley, the next hitter. And the Nats will be further into their bullpen. Ron Vallone on his way. Bergman retiring only 1 of 4 batters here in the 7th. Nats will have the bats working against Tim Stauffer. A 4-8 record in 19 Major League starts. J.D. Martin will get his second start for the Nats after giving up 5 runs on 8 hits in 4 innings Monday night against the Mets. Johnny and Ray, Nats Extra pregame, 6:30. Ron Vallone, Chase Edley. He's a switch hitter. So from the right side of the plate, he will face the Nats left-hander Vallone. Edley hitting only .216 right-handed. Ron Vallone, 19 games for San Diego in '95, 21 in '96 before he moved on to Milwaukee. Two-0 pitch. Fastball up and a pop-up. Nick Johnson feeling his way. He's got him at the top. And he grabs it. Now he'll run it in after the second out. Now, Kyle Blank's happiest man in the ballpark that Garrett Mock is not in the game. Garrett fanned him 3 times tonight.
Well, why don't we just make it number 4 here? Good change-ups away.
Two balls and no strikes to Blanks. They have resumed up in Philadelphia. 5th inning up there. St. Louis 1, the Phillies nothing. Who would have thought that Luis Rodriguez would be the big batsman tonight, coming in batting 194. He's driven in 3. Ball 3.
I'm kind of upset, Bob. Brett Favre has not made a decision. He's conflicted about whether to come back or not. I just don't know what I'll do unless I find out soon.
I'm sure he'll let you know. What should I do, Dibs?
That's one of the worst soap operas that's not a soap opera. Just retire already. It's like George Foreman coming back when he was like 58.
Well, I can't wait to grill some burgers on the Brett Favre grill someday.
You know what? I would love to invent something like that. He invented that grill and sold the rights for over $100 million.
3-2 to Kyle Blanks. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, and a little half swing on a play. This guy drove in 207 runs in 2 years in the minor leagues. But hitting under 200 here. And a 3-2 with 2 outs again.
Oh,
Ron Valone
nice
didn't miss
pitch.
by much. Bases loaded.
Ooh, that could have been the golden sombrero. Well, Lanks is a big young man. That's just below the square track.
They list him as 6'6", 285. So here's Luis Rodriguez, 2 for 3 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Signed at the age of 16 with the Twins out of Venezuela back in '97. A lot of years in the minor leagues, more than 8. And the Padres actually got him off the waiver wire in October of '07 after he hit .219 with Minnesota. A bunch on the bases again. Adrian Gonzalez intentionally walked. Kuzman off an RBI double. Blanks a walk. One ball, one strike. And that is Greg Burke.
That's how we got J.D. Martin.
Whoa. Way up and outside.
Minor league free agent. He would be your starter tomorrow. Stephen Stover.
Padres have out hit the Nationals 10-5. They've been given 3 walks and 4 errors. And Valone is missing by wide margins. The error by Tony Gwynn, or the error by Bergman on the Tony Gwynn grounder, really opened this thing up, forcing an intentional walk to Gonzalez. Kuzman off the big hit, the double, and a walk to Blanks. No place to put Luis Rodriguez, who's 1 pitch away from his 4th RBI of the night. It's a strike. And Josh Willingham, who will lead off in the bottom of the 7th, puts it away. Josh hasn't had much of a night tonight with a strikeout and a grounder. He's been great with the bat recently, including some heroics on this homestand. Nats need to get something going now.
To the bottom of the 7th inning. Now Jim Riggleman would like to see some more production out of his offense. They have been getting some timely hitting from the middle of the order, and Rick Eckstein, the Nats hitting coach, weighs in on that.
It's all about production. And you know, we make no excuse about that. That we're trying to do everything we can do to produce in those situations. And you know, as much as you'd like to be successful 100% of the time, it's just not reality. And we're just trying to maximize on getting a good pitch to hit, and then putting the sweet spot of the barrel on that ball.
Rick said too, the key is consistency and focusing on your hitting plan. Rob?
Well, that has not happened for the Nats tonight. They've stranded 3. A couple of double plays have been very costly, but 6 runs given up, and all the errors make it very difficult for any offense to get their job done. Willingham 0 for 2. So's Bard. So's Gonzalez. The 3 scheduled hitters here against Luke Gregerson in the bottom of the 7th. Right at the center fielder. Tony Gwynn took 1 step and froze. 1 out. Josh Bard will be next. Bard has struck out swinging and grounded out to first. Quiet night for the offense. Boy, the wind must be blowing in 50 miles an hour in Philadelphia tonight. It's still 1-0 in the 6th inning. Pinheiro and Happ throwing there. J.A. Happ went into that game 7-0 for the Phillies. Nats need runners, and that's a 3-2 count to Bard with Gonzalez coming up. Sean Burnett will be ready for the 8th because the Nats are hoping this gets down at least 4 hitters to the number 9 spot, giving them a chance to use a pinch hitter. That ball will fall in right field. And whether it's a hard line drive to center by Willingham or a base hit to right by Bard, you can follow it all on your iPhone, iPod Touch. It's called MLB.com At Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play video highlights and live audio broadcasts. Visit Nationals.com on your iPhone or your iPod Touch to purchase. Six hits for the Nats now. Gonzalez ducks away from a strike. Alberto 1 for 18. This is not what the Nats wanted to see from him, giving him some at bats, and that ball right on the corner.
Man, that strike zone.
But about a week ago, Jim Riggleman said, we want to see this kid play, and we want to see him play a lot. So, coming out of the break, Alberto Gonzalez was hitting .333. Now he's down to .304, and he's going to pop up here. 2 outs. And he's 1 for his last 19. Austin Kearns will pinch hit for Ron Vallone here.
Well, after he pops it up, shows a little frustration.
Kearns hitting under 200, but as a pinch hitter, 4 for 20, couple of RBIs. So his pinch hitting average is eerily similar to his overall average, 200 there. But his career pinch hitting much better. Walked up on a breaking ball, 1-1. And that'll be low, 3-1. St. Louis just put a 3 spot on the board in the top of the 6th, leading 4-0 at Philadelphia. Mets are in Houston with Santana tonight, trailing 3-1 to the Astros, who've suddenly gotten hot. And Kearns will take a fastball that walks him.
Never too late.
Plenty of time left, but somebody's going to have to deliver a timely hit here.
Someone's going to have to be like the mailman.
Yes, sir.
Deliver.
And Willie Harris is good in all kinds of weather. Braves are in Milwaukee. Braves used to be in Milwaukee, but they have a Martin Prado home run tonight, and they lead the Brewers 4-2. Willie Harris 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, both called. It would behoove Willie not to let the count get to 2 strikes here. And by the way, a footnote on that game in Philadelphia, Matt Holliday's 2 for 3.
It's 5-0 now.
It is. You know, it's interesting. Marty Foster didn't say anything when Willie was barking at him back in the 3rd inning. But he's speaking very loudly with his strike zone right now.
That's what happens when you challenge an umpire. And right here with Foster, he's just basically saying, I've got the final say.
And Willie, what the pitcher did not want to do, gets hit on an 0-2 pitch to load the bases for Christian Guzman. How about that?
All right, here he holds on to the breaking ball a little too long, hits him right in the ankle or the foot. Well, right off the front of the foot. Willie, tough young man that he is, he hustles out to first base.
And Mike Adams is warming up as fast as he can in the San Diego bullpen. He jumped up. He's thrown about 7 or 8 pitches already. Their closer is Heath Bell, who has 24 saves of their 37 wins. Christian Guzman's gone deep once tonight, Rob.
The Goozer got that high heat up and away.
Well, the Nats are down by 4. Two of these runners happened with 2 outs without the Nats hitting the ball. And I'll tell you, Guzman's not up there to draw a bases loaded walk either, is he?
No, he is not. He's a hacker by trade. Contact hitter. Starting to feel it again. Just hit the ball hard every time up tonight. Don't help him. Get a pitch you can drive. breaking ball started at the middle of the plate, and it'll ride on the inner half and go right down by the ankles.
One career grand slam for Christian Guzman. He's just going to have to fight here to get the bat on the ball. He's gone. So are the Nats in the 7th. They've stranded 6. And on to the 8th inning. The Padres on top 6-2. The Potomac Nationals invite you to join the party this week when the Nats hit the road starting Monday. Come see where it all started for Lannon, Jordan Zimmerman, and the rest of the future stars of the Nats. Nightly specials, promotions, giveaways at Fitzner Stadium. It's only 30 miles away. And as always, tickets start at just $8. 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com. Sean Burnett for the Nats here in the 8th. It'll be his 9th appearance for Washington, his 47th overall. Sean's having a good year. 2.66 ERA for the Pirates and Washington. 1.08 since coming over here. Eliezer Alfonso, the catcher, leads off here in the 8th. Right at Willingham. Josh is there to grab it.
We got a guy there. He's been there 100 years.
Padres picked up Oscar Salazar recently. Actually, July 19th from the Orioles. They traded a guy who a couple of years ago was, I thought, one of the nastiest relievers in this league, Clay Meredith.
Yeah.
To Baltimore to get him. And the interesting thing about Salazar, he homered in his last at bat for the Orioles July 12th against Toronto, his last official at bat, and he walked in his final plate appearance before coming over here. 30-year-old infielder. He'll slap it to Zimmerman. Great play there to short out. How good was that? 2 outs.
I don't know. I think the arm angle was a little bad, Rob. You know?
Wrong you are, Bob.
Well, Carp, I don't like the arm angle right here. It's too perfect. Chest high right to Nick Johnson. Nah, first you got to catch it, and you see it in the heel of his glove. He squeezes it. Now I got you. About 20 steps.
You lay back on that ball, you have
No
a 50-50 shot at best.
He's good.
He's so aggressive, he charges everything. And here's Tony Gwynn. He's 2 for 4, and he scored 2 runs.
Magnum ZI.
That's a magical glove over there. And again, when you look at Ryan, That's one of the smallest gloves
Yeah, it is.
I've ever seen a third baseman use. It's really maybe a little larger than a second base glove, but by no means as big a glove as a lot of guys use at third base.
No, that would be a middle infielder's glove. That's actually got a little bit bigger pocket, like a third baseman's pocket in it, but it is not. I'd have to look at some film on Brooks Robinson, because that looks very similar to Brooks Robinson's glove.
Yeah.
I know Brooks used a third smaller glove. The thing about third baseman, they usually use a bigger glove than the middle infielders. So they have to make a lot more diving catches going towards the lines.
You know, I think as Ryan's career goes on, and we're probably talking 8 or 10 years down the road, someday he may use a bigger glove if he loses a half step on his range to grab some of those balls over the bag or the ones heading for the hole. But right now he's young, he's a great athlete, he could dive, and he doesn't need that extra reach. Swing and a miss on a big breaking ball, and another good inning by the former Pirate. Now the net, and we're happy about that. Sean Burnett. Zimmerman, Dunn, Johnson coming up.
The game, Ryan Zimmerman gobbling it up at third, just like an E-Class Mercedes-Benz.
Nice.
I have a CL55 myself.
Well, I'll tell you what, you play like that, you can drive whatever you want.
I think he's probably got a nice Benzo.
Zimmerman, Dunn, Johnson, bottom of the 8th. It really hurt to leave those 3 runners aboard in the 7th. One of these guys would have had an extra at bat. And here's right-hander Mike Adams.
Think he was part of the Adams family?
Well, there are a bunch of them all over the country. I didn't know the Adams family lived in Sinton, Texas. He's going to be 31 years old in about 5 days. And for the Padres, doing some setup work right now. 16 games, 1.20 ERA. Strikeout to walk numbers 13 over 3. And here's Ryan Zimmerman leading off in the 8th. Ryan's 2 for 3. Fastball in there.
Well, if you make a great catch like that, you've already hit a home run. You got to hit another home run.
Really?
Yeah. Actually got a Twitter today about Ryan Zimmerman. Was he hurt? He wasn't hitting well. Well, I think he answered his own question.
Well, and I know that Manny Actor preached this, and so does Jim Riggleman. When you're talking about hitters, you have to look at their body of work. And right now, Ryan is hitting .283. You know what his career batting average is?
280.
282.
282. I apologize.
So he's right about where he should be.
Yep.
Now, there will be seasons when he hits better.
Oh, I definitely think he can raise that up to 300. He's an excellent contact hitter.
Yeah. He had
Drives the
287.
ball the other way beautifully.
287 his first full year in 06. Then he went 266. And then last year when he was hurt, 283.
Yeah, what was his injury last year?
Shoulder.
Shoulder. Well, that's going to throw your hitting off.
Yep.
And then you're going to, for a little bit, you're going to be trying to find the phantom pain when you do come back healthy.
Last year, he missed 48 games. The Nationals went 12 and 36.
Oh, yeah. First of all, forget what he hits. Defensively, he's outstanding.
Well, and here's my next point. When he got hurt, the Nats were number 2 in all of Major League Baseball in defense. When he came back, they were number 20. So this ball club fell 18 spots on the defensive chart, while Ryan Zimmerman was gone last year for less than a third of a year. That's the impact that Rob's talking about. And he's one of those guys who makes other people around him better.
Now, what did you say? We have 94 errors now? Or 84?
I hate to admit it, but it's 94.
It's 94. This ball club made 102 errors total last year.
Scary.
Yeah.
Well, I had us for 123, but we can check.
Is it 123?
Yeah. But that was the most in the league. And that's only 29 away. High and tight, becoming a good at bat for Ryan Zimmerman. This is what managers talk about when they're talking about a guy grinding out an at bat. Foul off a couple of pitches. They give you high and tight. You lean back, and now you've suddenly worked the count to 2-2. You've got a fighting chance. Now he's worked it full. Dunn and Johnson to follow here. Base runners apply within. Nasty slider. That's a great pitch by Mike Adams. And sometimes you grind out an at bat, and then the guy nasty pitches you on about the 8th or 9th delivery.
Well, get to the big leagues with something special, and right there, 3-2 breaking ball, and it is a hard upper 80s slider.
And I think we can tell from Ryan's expression.
Where did he pull that out of?
His admiration for that pitch.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't happy about it, but he admired it.
Nope.
And here's Dunn 0 for 2 with the walk. 6-game hitting streak on the line for Adam. He'll hook another hard-won foul.
You are correct. 123 errors in 161 games.
The Nats were last in fielding percentage at .980. Last with errors, and they were 8th in double plays.
A big swing from a big man.
And when Adam's swinging well, it appears to be pretty effortless.
109 errors put them 5th in 07.
Yeah.
131 errors back in 06.
And
boy, they were really kicking the ball then.
Well, Mr. Soriano had some of those in the outfield.
Yeah, with his hop, skip, and a jump, trying to catch the ball. Like, still, when he's with the Cubs, I don't think they teach that in the minor leagues here. I know he played in Japan.
Adam Dunn, way upstairs. Look out, folks! It's coming down.
It is coming down.
Boom. And a hearty soul tried to catch it, and rightfully so, he ends up with the ball.
All right, give it to a kid.
That would be our good hands fan play of the game. One and 2 to Adam Dunn with 1 out here in the 8th. Dunn strikes out for the first time tonight, the 108th time this year. We're back with you tomorrow night, right here on Masson 2, Padres and the Nats. And tomorrow night it'll be J.D. Martin and Tim Stauffer, John Lennon, Chad Godin on Sunday. DC 50 will join us, and then we're off to Milwaukee for 3. From there to Pittsburgh.
Go back to my old stomping grounds there in Milwaukee.
I'm having a hard time picturing you as a Brewer.
It was only 3 months, but it was fun.
4 in Milwaukee and 3 in Pittsburgh.
I loved Pittsburgh too. Was it Pamani Brothers, Manny Brothers? We'll go there for a late night sandwich.
Pittsburgh, by the way, is also a 4-game series. It's one of those wraparound series that goes to the following Monday. So we're going to be 8 days in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. 1-1 to Nick Johnson.
Can't wait to play at PNC Park and do the PNC scouting report.
The pierogi races.
Are we going to bring the heads with us? The president heads? And have the
plane's not big enough.
I think we owe those pierogies some payback.
The pierogies were here last year. Or was that this year?
That was this year.
Yeah, that was this year they came.
Time flies when you're having fun.
But I was talking to a friend of mine in Pittsburgh today, and he said, "Please give us Nigel Morgan back."
Yeah, I know you're lying because you don't have any friends.
I said, "No way, buddy." I said, "We'll bring him back, but he's going to have a gray uniform on."
Yeah, I know. He was
the Pirate fans are not happy about that.
He was a steal. But we like Burnett too. Hey, Niger.
He gets a night off. Leads one. And the offense pretty much taking the night off as well, with the exception of home run swings by Guzman and Zimmerman. To the ninth, Padres 6-2. Question from Mark over in Alexandria. Would baseball ever consider calling pitches electronically, such as they do in Texas or tennis with Cyclops that calls the ball in or out on serves? You're thinking this one through, aren't you?
No, I would say no. I mean, instant replay has shown already that it doesn't work. Holds up the game too long. We're trying to speed up Major League Baseball games, and it holds the game up, and sometimes it's been inconclusive. There was a home run not called in Philadelphia about a month or two ago, and the umpires wouldn't even review the call, even though Charlie Manuel asked them to. So that made the Phillies stadium people put robot cameras on the fence lines so that they could see the instant replay. So I don't think you need that. The umpires do an excellent job already. I don't even like the zone evaluation cameras in every stadium. I think it puts too much pressure on the umpires.
I think it has taken an already complicated issue and just really confused it. Because every umpire is going to call his strike zone the way he sees fit. Now, in a perfect world, and many of us are still waiting for that.
Yeah, there is no perfect world. Baseball is definitely not a perfect world. So.
You know, every pitch would be called the same by every umpire in every ballpark, but it's not ever going to happen.
Let me put it to you this way. If I was not throwing strikes, I had to adjust myself to throw the ball over the plate. So electronically, if you're not going along with the umpire, now you've got some computer that's telling you balls and strikes. It's easy to make adjustments to the guy that's calling the, you know, if they're calling perfect balls and strikes and you're having a bad night and you can't get away with something because the umpire, like tonight, Foster's got a kind of a loose zone and you're getting away with some outside calls. Here's the look on Adam Dunn, finding the wall, finding Khalil Green.
I was wondering where Khalil was.
There he is, getting in the way of Dunn. That's not nice.
Can you imagine?
Nah, you know. But I do know that a Japanese scientist has invented robots that can play baseball. But they've already gotten agents and want to get arbitration.
Yeah, I was going to say, does Scott Boras already have them signed up?
Yep. He represents the robots.
Will Smith, can he be far behind?
Oh, I love that.
That was a good movie. Swing and a miss. Kensing striking out Cabrera for the first out here in the top of the ninth. Adrian Gonzalez and Kevin Kuzminoff. I was just thinking about pitches called electronically. If a batter gets upset about a call, what does he do?
Yeah.
Look up to the press box and start hollering at the programmer up there?
Who's the manager going to complain to and scream at and get thrown out of the game? How do you argue balls and strikes with a machine?
How do you tell a computer you're going to do a double switch? I know sometimes when they holler at the umpire, they say, "Hey, Blue." What are you going to say now? "Hey, Silver."
What am I going to do? Use my iPhone and type in a message? I'm not happy with you?
I think we're getting into a frightening area here. This is starting to scare me. Oh, 1 to Gonzalez. He's 1 for 2. A sac fly and an intentional walk. And a good pick by Rick Renteria, the coach over there, who really got hit hard by a line drive last night in Philadelphia. Rick was able to turn. You see, he's got the armband on there.
I was watching.
He turned. He really got hit hard.
Yeah, Ryan Howard was a little nervous. Went over, made sure he was okay.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, you saw War Games, didn't you, with Matthew Broderick?
Is that would you like
with the Whomper? Well, no, it was the NORAD. He starts playing computer games with the NORAD computer, and it almost starts World War III.
Yeah.
That's what would happen if there were balls and strikes called by a computer.
2 outs on the fly ball by Gonzalez. Hauled in by Adam Dunn. Kevin Kuzminoff will be next.
Here's the short arm delivery of Logan Kensing. Great balance. There you see where he does the, instead of a roundhouse round your back, he goes right up to his ear like a catcher. His takeaway, he holds it a little bit longer, keeps that glove hand down for the deception factor. I like that nice slow delivery, and then he explodes towards the plate.
Well, he's another guy. The Nats pretty much designated him for assignment. He did not become a free agent. He stayed within the organization, and now here he is back in the big leagues. He went to AAA and proved himself. So Made
Check
a
out
few adjustments.
The front angle. Look at the takeaway there between the hand and the glove transfer. But instead of going down around his hip area and his buttocks, he goes right up towards his head.
And this one popped out into left center. Willie Harris on the call, and a good inning by Kenson. In fact, the bullpen pretty good tonight. The Nats have Willingham, Barden, Gonzalez coming up down by 4.
Tonight, and disappointing if it does not turn around in the Nationals' favor here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, a couple of runs on errors, John, and failure to get bases loaded in there in the 7th inning, 1st and 2nd in the 4th inning, back-to-back singles, and Mott just not having real good control. He made some mistakes when he was ahead in the count, and the Padres put some runs up early and were able to hold on.
Oh, Padres about to snap a losing streak unless the Nats can come back here in the bottom of the 9th. Let's see if Bob and Rob can pull us through this baby and get a W.
Yeah, you're right, Johnny. The Padres losing 5 in a row coming in. But looking good here. They're up by 4. Greg Burke, 26-year-old right-hander, will get the call here. Here's another guy who's a rookie. It's only his 4th professional season. He was a non-drafted free agent out of Duke University.
How about our 4th drive of the game? Ryan Zimmerman driving home the point. Don't hang a 3-2 breaking ball. Sim gets the 4th drive of the game. Hey, that's pretty cool. I got the Mercedes thing. I got the Ford thing. Hey, what's in my cup? What's in my finger?
Willingham, Bard, and Gonzalez in the bottom of the 9th.
Did you hear about Josh Fields giving away the Mark Burley baseball? Perfect game.
Yeah, to some guy who said he was from MLB.
I'm from MLB. I'll check the hologram on that ball.
That could be a scam.
Yeah.
I think if I was Mark Burley, I'd say, keep your hologram and I'll keep my baseball. Some movement on that fastball.
That's a pretty good moving 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And these kids have come up with some nice sinking fastballs and big curveballs.
The Padres have a young bullpen. And a lot of young position players with a whole lot fewer regular veterans sprinkled in than the Nationals have. The only guys you would look at in their starting 8 tonight, consider veterans, would be Adrian Gonzalez and Kevin Kuzminoff. For the Nats, you'd have Harris, Guzman, Dunn, Johnson, Willingham, Bard. 2-2 to Josh Willingham. I'll say one thing about the San Diego relievers. They don't work real fast, but they throw strikes. Got a lot of long at bats here, but they seem to get the job done. Everth Cabrera guns out Josh Willingham, and he's 0 for 4. We've arrived at the 10 o'clock hour. This ball game will be just short of 3 hours, unless the Nats do something dramatic here with 2 outs to go. Bard and Gonzalez, the next 2 hitters. And the big bat inching closer to the top of the hour. Look at that. When's the last time you saw a clock move like that? It's pretty cool. Josh Bard 1 for 3 tonight. And a high pop fly out into short right center. Luis Rodriguez for the second out. Before the ball game's over, we'd like to wish our director, Doug Yolacki, a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Doug.
Everybody on the crew adores our Dougie, and we hope he enjoys his special day.
We love Dougie. He's so cute.
I said we adored him. I didn't say he was cute. He's a lovely man. And here's Gonzalez now 0 for 3, and we appreciate the work that he and our producer Chip Winfield, all the great men and women of Masson put in the truck and around the ballpark for us every night. San Diego about to win their 38th game of the year. The Nats will drop to 40 under 500, going 28-68. By the way, St. Louis now leads at Philadelphia 7-0. I wonder when the last time the Phillies were shut out in that ballpark. One and one to Gonzalez. By the way, a crowd of 23,506 paid their way to see the Nats and the Padres tonight. Not a whole lot to cheer for on the home side. 2 brief bursts of offense tonight. Guzman first inning homer, Zimmerman in the 6th. That's been it. Only 4 other hits. And a bouncer up the middle. Cabrera, game over. 2 hours and 57 minutes for the Padres to win this matchup, Rob, of cellar dwellers, but San Diego doesn't look like a 37-win team tonight.
No, they didn't look like that.